All right. Welcome back to the channel. So, Errol Spence Jr. speaks out about the Terence Crawford fight and lays down some smoke for your boy, Bud Crawford. Says that the fight is taking place. We know that, but he makes a prediction for the fight. That is absolutely hilarious. Before we get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber of the channel, I want to say thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. I know there's a lot of people out there you could be talking to and rapping with about this boxing stuff. So I definitely appreciate you, whether you agree with me or you don't agree with me. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please share the video if you wouldn't mind. When you get done, hit that like button, all that good stuff. So Errol Spence Jr., the 147-pound champion for the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF, will be fighting Terence Crawford of the WBO, the WBO champion for the undisputed title of the world. It will be taking place on Premier Boxing Champions Saturday, June 29th. Showtime pay-per-view at the T-Mobile Arena, and you can get your tickets through AXS. If you can afford them, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford them, but I can afford to talk about this fight, though. And so Errol Spence Jr., what he says specifically is finally giving the fans what they want. Yeah, you are, dog. Hey, man, hats off to you for pushing so hard for this fight, Errol Spence Jr. And Terence Crawford for accepting it. This one, a throwback on paper, but it could be a one-sided ASS whooping of on the biggest fight of the century. So Errol Spence Jr. is saying right now that this ain't no one-sided fight. I am going to beat this man down. You gotta love it, bro. You gotta love it, man. And I can't wait to hear what Terence Crawford has to say about it as well. But as you know, I'm picking Errol Spence Jr. to win the fight, but I'm not giving him in a one-sided beating. I am going to say that I think he's going to win that fight by unanimous decision because of the volume of punches that Errol Spence Jr. throws and the fact that more than likely he's going to be racking up a bunch of rounds. However, it really does tell you what his goal is in the fight, and it is not going to be slick with Terence Crawford. It is going to be to take it to Terence Crawford and try his absolute best to beat up Terence Crawford. And I won't even say that he is looking to knock him out, because the funny thing is with Errol Spence, you can have a one-sided ASS whooping, but still not get a knockout. One of the guys, somebody that came on the live stream on this channel, and I definitely encourage you guys to come into the live stream. We really do have a lot of really good conversations. They talked about how Errol Spence Jr. is kind of interesting because he may not knock you out, but he will beat you up very badly. Case in point is almost everybody he ever fought. Mikey Garcia is probably the biggest example of it, where he didn't get the knockout, but the accumulation of punches and the number of shots that he landed on him were so much that it wound up doing a lot of damage with him. He won every round in the fight, got a 10-8 round. Same thing with Yordenis Ugas. He didn't knock out Yordenis Ugas. He beat up Yordenis Ugas so much that he broke his orbital bone, and the referee stopped the fight. So a one-sided beating. Now, to do that against Terence Crawford would be a more difficult task for several reasons, different reasons that I have than what other people have. I think Terence Crawford's thing is that Terence Crawford is going to fight with you. And Terence Crawford is going to throw big shots. He's going to be, if he gets hit, he's somebody that wants to throw punches back. He wants to do all of those things and get some get back as soon as you get with him. So Terence Crawford does have big power. If he hits Errol Spence Jr. and Errol cannot take the punch from him, then you're going to have some difficulties for Errol Spence. However, I've seen Errol Spence get hit cleanly by guys that I believe hit every bit as hard as Terence Crawford, and that being specifically Danny Garcia. If Danny Garcia gets a clean right hook off on you, and he absolutely has the ability to knock somebody out. He's done it many, many times in fights. He's a very big puncher. And also Danny Garcia is a very good counter puncher, similar to the way that Terence Crawford is a very good counter puncher. But Errol Spence was able to navigate that and still able to really land consistent shots. Also, though I would not put Yordenis Ugas as being somebody that is a really, heavy puncher, he is somebody that also is somebody that is a real good counter puncher. And Errol Spence Jr. was able to deal with heavy shots, heavy counter shots, and return fire after those are thrown. And guys like Danny Garcia, or specifically Yordenis Ugas, is a much more active fighter and throws a lot more punches than Terence Crawford does. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that the fight is done. It is definitely done. There is nobody has to say, oh, I wonder whether or not this fight is going to happen or not, whether it's going to take place. This fight is definitely going to take place, provided nobody gets injured or something else comes up like that. There's no, rumors about what it's going to be or when it's not going to be. It is absolutely positively July 29th in the T-Mobile Arena. I'm sure that Spectrum will change their June 17th date up to July 29th to accommodate this change. I'll go make sure I look at Spectrum and make sure that Spectrum wasn't right and Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are wrong. I'm being a little bit of a smart behind in that one. But, I hope you understand my frustration, because I have the same frustration that everybody else does about all of this stuff going on, man. I want to see this fight. Now we got the fight. It is what it is. You let me know, though, what you think about it. Who do you think is going to win the fight? Why do you think that they're going to win the fight? I don't care if you talk to me about how many pay-per-views you think, whether it is the biggest fight in boxing or if it's past its sell-by date, which honestly I don't understand, because the fight could have happened last year for Undisputed, or it can happen now. So truth be told, even though we've done a lot of talking about it and a lot of back and forth about it, it still is a fight that could have happened last November, but it winds up happening this July. So basically you have a one fight holdup for the fight. I wish I could have seen Errol fight maybe in January as well, or December as well, or whatever date, and his fight before hadn't gotten held up. But at the end of the day, I'm cool with it. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.